Okie dokie, kiddos. So I know that you have worked on proportions and the cross product property in the past. So we're just going to review it quickly here with a little video. So proportion is an equation stating two ratios are equal. So I know you've worked with percent problems here. We know that 25% or 25 over 100 is equal to 1/4. You know that what that means, 25 per cent. Cent meaning 100. We can do a little literacy vocab there with that cent. If we examine these two ratios, you can see that their cross products are equal. So that's the cross product property, and it's true for all equivalent ratios. So here I've multiplied 1 times 100. I'm sorry, 1 times 100, right? Yep, 1 times 100, and I've gotten it's equivalent to 25 times 4. So 100 equals 100. That's a check, and we can move on from there. So let's take a little look at this video.
Hey, the price of a movie ticket went up again. Give me money. Dear Tim and Moby, how do I write and solve a proportion? From Elliot. Well, a proportion is like a comparison. It's sort of like, hey, listen. He brought us back in time to the 1940s? 50 cents, let's go. Please pay the price proportional to the price from your time. Hey, what's that all about?
Hey, sorry, kid, but we've been getting a lot of time travelers this month.
Fine, we can do this. First, we need to set up a proportion. It's kind of like a ratio. You're comparing things. Okay, we know that our ticket price is $8, and the average monthly income in our time is about $2,200. The proportionate ticket price is what we're solving for, so let's call that X. And the average monthly income in the 1940s,
well, if you ask me, I think it's about $206.
Hey, that was a lot of money back then. Okay, so we've got $8 over $2,200 equals X over $206. Just looking at that proportion, I guess that X is something close to $1. But we'll solve for X anyway by checking cross products. In our proportion, 2,200 times X is equal to 8 times 206. 8 times 206 equals 1,648. We need to divide each side by 2,200 to isolate the X. I think we can round that off to say that X equals 0.75, or 75 cents. Well, sir, it looks like we need to pay you 75 cents apiece.
Enjoy the show, kid.
What do you mean? With a title like The Avenging Monster Brain, how could it not be good?
Okay, so let's go back to our lesson here. And we're going to look at three ratios using corresponding sides that are equivalent. Now, I'm not going to do all of the same ones that you could do, and there are other true answers. But basically, you put corresponding sides either both as the numerator or as a ratio of a fraction. So you can do A over F, and then you would need to pick two other corresponding sides. So you can do B over D. Okay, that would be an equivalent ratio. You could also have done A over F equals C over E. Okay, you could also have done the C over E, all right, is equivalent to B over D. Notice I'm always starting on the small and going to the big. So we said that was going to be C over E equals B over D. Now, if you had flipped these and always gone from the large triangle to the small, you could actually do that. You could flip it so that F was on the top. F over A equals D over D. over A equals E over C. And E over C equals D over B. So don't forget that those are those 6 equivalent equations for you. Okay, just like any equation, you can solve to find the missing part. Use the cross product property. So here we go. I know you guys spent a lot of time, so I'll go fast. If you need extra help, we can work on that in class. So 8 times x equals 3 times 4. So 8 times x equals, it's 3 times 24. 8x equals 72. Divide by 8, divide by 8, x equals 9. 3 times 3 is equal to 2 times w. 9 equals 2w. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So 9 halves equals w. Over here, 10x equals 48. Of course, 8 times 6, I'll break it out for you. So 10x equals 48. Divide by 10, divide by 10. In this case, you would do x equals 48 over 10, and you would reduce your fraction. So x equals 24 over 5. I just divided each one by 2. All right, and that one doesn't have any other common factors. Okay, I'm actually going to skip these last 2 problems because we haven't learned some of those concepts, so I'm going to move on. Okay, we're going to go to this one. The ration, let's fix that right there. Let's fix that quickly. Oh, here, made an action object. The ratio of the number of bones in the human skull to the number of bones in the ears is 11 to 3. Okay, so let's look at what that looks like. There are 22 bones in the skull. How many bones are there in the ear? So let's set up our proportion. We have 11 to 3. 11 to 3 is equal to 22 over x. It's just like the example in the triangles, because bones, okay, right there, to the number of bones, the number of bones in the skull to the number of bones in the ears is 11 to 3. So this would be skull, and this would be ears. Okay, so you have to do 22 bones in the skull, and this would be ears, which we don't know because it's asking how many are in the ears. All right, so then we do cross products are equal. We set up our equations. 11x equals 3 times 22, which is 66. You divide by 11, and you get x is equal to 6. Ralph Lurie of Germany flipped a pancake 416 times in 120 seconds to set the world record. Find the unit rate in flips per second and round to the nearest hundred. So here you have 416 times to 120 to set the world record. Find the unit rate in flips per second, round to the nearest hundred. So again, you have flips per second. Flips is what we're looking for, and we need, so this is because it's 1 second. The number of flips is missing for 1 second. Set that up, cross product property, 120x equals 416. X is equal to about 3.47. Okay, dimensional analysis is a process that uses rates to convert measurement from one unit to another. A fast sprinter can run 100 yards in approximately 10 seconds. Use dimensional analysis to convert 100 yards to miles. Round your answer to the nearest 100. Okay. So, first what we do is we start with our conversion that we are trying to convert to miles, which is 100 yards, okay? And they tell us that we're trying to convert that to miles. So, basically, it's telling you that you need to multiply this, okay, by 1 mile over 1,760 yards, because that's how many yards there are in 1 mile. 1 mile is 2 yards here. So what happens is the yards, because there's a unit on the numerator and denominator, they cross off, okay? So this means it's 100 over 1760. If you go ahead and divide that out on your calculator, all right, that comes out to, you can reduce it first if you want and do 10 divided by 176. And that's going to give you about 0.0568, okay, or about 0.6 of a mile, okay? So that's dimensional analysis. And that was it. Okay, so we're going to use that to do today's classwork.